gentlemen, please welcome President-elect Donald J. Trump.
Tomorrow is Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday.
The biggest day of primary season.
For deciding who will face off in November's presidential election.
I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice.
America is inexorably heading to a rematch.
We can do better than two 80-year-old candidates for president.
They don't speak well, they slip over their words.
My memory is not good. My memory is fine.
So far, 10 House Democrats have directly called on the president to exit the race.
Keep that old broken down pile of crap.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
We turn now to the war in the Middle East as Israel continues bombing the country.
Israel has a right to defend itself.
Genocide Joel's got to go!
Say to Mr. Biden that you are absolutely not welcome in Michigan.
And Michigan is the swing state with the largest share of Arab American voters.
I will never vote for Biden.
I will not be voting for Biden for sure.
It's now a call within Congress for President Biden to drop out of the race for president.
I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know. When you get knocked down, you get back up.
Take a look at what happened.
The suspected gunman was on the roof of another building less than 450 feet away.
Yeah, look, there he is.
Officer.
We have breaking news. President Biden has tested positive for COVID.
Decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out.
Are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz? President and Vice President of the United States.
Everything Kamala touches turns into a total disaster.
This is so rich. Coming from someone who has been prosecuted.
That is Donald J. Trump, defendant, found guilty on all 34 felony counts.
This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt.
Because they're going to say it's rigged. This is rigged, that's rigged, Brian's rigged, we're rigged, everything's rigged.
So y'all going to let a man with 34 felonies lead the free world?
Another big endorsement for Vice President Kamala Harris. This time it's coming from former President Barack Obama.
What we're going to do is elect Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Next President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Kamala gets 4 more years. She'll obliterate our economy, kill millions of jobs.
But Donald Trump wants to take our country backward. Women are being denied care during miscarriages.
I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
If his definition of protection is not the freedom of choice, then I don't want it!
We trust women to make decisions about their own body.
We're not going back. We're not going back.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan.
Then we have work to do.
Get everyone, friends, family, people on the street.
We have doors to knock on. We have phone calls to make.
Put the signs up, put the hat on. Let's go.
Kamala Harris has a lot better viewpoints on human rights than Trump does.
America's the only place we got to go. Where else can you go to have freedom like you have here?
Trump facing blowback after hosting a massive gathering in New York described as racist.
There's literally a floating island of garbage. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
The campaign says this joke does not reflect the views of President Trump.
I don't know anything about the comedian. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him.
I am Puerto Rican, and we are Americans.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
Donald Trump went on 14 podcasts that got 124 million views, and Kamala Harris got 4 million views.
Can you imagine Kamala doing this show? I hope she does, because it would be a mess. She'd be laying on the floor comatose.
This is the billionaire who the working class identify with.
I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again. The one and only Vice President Kamala Harris. And people say, oh, no, you should take it. She takes 2-3 days off a week. I couldn't do that. It's too important.
Our latest poll with Ipsos shows a 3-point lead for Kamala Harris over Donald Trump.
With Election Day nearly here, Harris has spent her final hours on the campaign trail.
At 7 p.m., the polls close in Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky.
We are seeing now that the state of Kentucky is projected for Donald Trump.
Meanwhile, Vice President Harris will sail to victory in liberal Vermont.
She holds the narrowest of margins in the early vote. She will still need a major turnout on Election Day.
They need 270 to win.
270 to become the next president.
Right now, they're at 8 and 3. We're going to see those numbers just fill in.
Nearly 86 million Americans voted early, tens of millions voting in person today.
Attention is focused on the 7 so-called battlegrounds.
Where it remains close are the areas in which it always has been too close to call.
It could take some time until we know for sure who has won.
There are literally parties at the polls, people dancing, people celebrating.
Kamala Harris making a surprise stop at the Democratic Party headquarters, working the phones, speaking to voters as hard-fought election finally draws to a close.
It's too early to congratulate, but we are hearing its record numbers.
Former President Donald J. Trump will win the state of Pennsylvania.
The former President Trump just a few electoral votes away now from clinching 270.
We are now projecting that the next president of the United States is Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is back.